Alright, so this is a tutorial on Interstate Love Song by the Stone Temple Pilots. Super cool tune. I've always loved this song, but it particularly caught my attention back in the early 2000s when I heard DeLeo and Scott Weiland doing a stripped-down acoustic performance live on a morning radio show. So that's what this tutorial is going to be based on. Not too tricky, but there's some really fun stuff in this. It's in the key of C sharp minor, or E as far as I can tell. E is the relative major of C sharp minor, so I think more in terms of the major with these things, but nonetheless, there are two main parts to it. There's a verse and a chorus. The chorus is pretty straightforward, pretty normal chords that you're probably used to if you've been playing guitar for a bit. The verse has some really interesting chords in it that are based on this walking bass line that walks down chromatically throughout the verse, and then there's some color notes thrown in that make it super cool. So I thought I'd do the verse first. When I think about this, it kind of sounds a lot like the circle of fifths in a sense. So you start in this C sharp minor, and then the next chord is based on this A flat major, which is the major third in E. So if you're in E, the first scale degree, or the root, second scale degree is the F sharp, third scale degree is that A flat. So normally this would be a minor chord, but it's a major third in this case. So just a major third A flat bar chord. So this is what I again think about when I'm thinking of the chord progressions to that A flat major, to a B, to a F sharp major, to an A, to an E. So that's what's in my head when I'm listening to this progression, but the chords that he actually plays give it a lot of color and they're very cool. So again, it starts on that C sharp minor, and then the bass line walks from the C sharp to the C, but that's played over this A flat major chord. So root, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, octave. So if you want to find that octave of the A flat, it's here. And then just play the triad, the first, the third, and the fifth interval from that A flat, and then add this C note in the bass, which is the third. So that would be a first inversion of that chord. I don't normally play it this way, but if you want to get that walking bass line in, you got to play it this way on this particular song. So I don't know that I play it that way on anything else I play, but for this song it is integral to the flavor of the song. So that C sharp minor to that A flat over C, and then that bass line continues to walk down to this B, and then you're going to play what is actually, I believe, a B add 6, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the 9th degree of that chord. So 2nd fret 5th string, 1st fret 4th string, 1st fret 3rd string, 2nd fret 2nd string. Gives you that B add 6, 9. Okay, and then that bass line continues to walk down to this to this B flat, and this would be a very fancy chord, which I believe is a B flat minor 7 flat 5. Okay, so the fifth for a B chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your fifth there. Okay, that F, you're going to drop that down to an E, and it's going to give you that tension. And then add this 9 as well up here, which would be C sharp, okay, whoops, did I do that right? There it is, sorry. So B flat flat minor 7 flat 5. Okay? And sometimes that's called a half diminished chord. I think it relates to the context in which it's used. I wouldn't pretend to know the difference, so in this case I'm going to refer to it as a B flat minor 7 flat 5. Alright? So that's 1st fret, 5th string, 2nd fret, 4th string, 1st fret, 3rd string, 2nd fret, 2nd string. Okay? And then down to this A sus2. So if that were a regular A major, it's played like this. But if I lift my ring finger, the 3rd of that chord leaves me with that B, which is the 2nd degree of that A major. So A sus2. And then it resolves to this E. And that it has those suspensions over the top of it. I don't know what you would call those, and I haven't taken the time to figure it out, but you play this regular E chord, and then slide your ring finger up to the 4th fret on the 2nd string, index finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and then I mute the 3rd string with this finger because that note doesn't fit in there. It would sound very odd. So, and then just slide those 2 fingers up, 2 more frets. So from the top, that's on a Sunday afternoon, for what I read between the lines, the lines. So that's the verse. That takes us into the chorus, which again starts on that C sharp minor. To this E, then up to this A, and then it drops down again to this A flat, which is a major 3rd, but you're going to suspend the 4th. So this is normal A flat. If you find the 3rd here, and then come up to this this note here, which is a C sharp. Makes it a suspended 4th, and then you just resolve that back to that normal A flat major chord, and then back to the A, to the E. So the whole thing together. Noticed I added a little embellishment there. I know I've heard DeLeo do something similar to this, so that's kind of just where that came from. It's again, it's built on that that A major chord, and he slides up to the 3rd degree of that chord. So 1, 2, 3, and then he just hits this double stop here, which is the 5th and the root of that major A chord. Just these 2 notes up. He slides back down, and then back to that. So that's just a cool little addition you can put in there that isn't too tricky. So that's the gist of the song. That's pretty much the meat and potatoes. You've got the verse, you've got the chorus, they repeat. The other thing that he throws in on the really stripped down versions is this little riff that's built on your E. So the melody of that is going to start here on this C sharp, and then bend up a half step to the D, then come back down to the C sharp, to the B, to the I guess that's a A to an A flat, and then it hammers on to the A, open B, open E, resolves to that E. So again, that melody simply is. And then they let the top two strings ring out over the top of that. So if you strike that C sharp, and then hit the open E string at the same time, and then come back down, and then hit both of them open. So then you've got that nice sustained ringing out over the top, which is really pretty. So you add that in, and then you've got the whole song. So the last thing I thought would be super cool to cover would be a slide part. There's a slide part on the studio version of this tune that's not on the stripped down version, but it is really cool, and I thought it would be fun to go over. So it's based on this C sharp minor pentatonic scale, basically. Starts on this octave, and then here's where the fun comes in, right? So it goes up and plays, I guess, what is that, a sharp 7? And then it heads up here. So the significance of that is on the rhythm part, you're playing this suspended fourth, and then bringing it down to that major third here. So same thing on the slide part. You're hitting that same note, and then coming up here. So with the slide, that's going to sound like this. So pretty fun stuff. I think that's a super cool song. I've always loved it, and it's a nice one to learn. Gets you out of the 1-4-5 a little bit. So I hope you've got something out of this, and that you have fun playing this tune, because it's a beautiful song. All right, cheers.